Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing great today and welcome back to another episode of Dad's Budget Bites, the kitchen where budget meets flavor. They come together perfectly. So if you recall from the end of our last video, we spun our cooking game wheel here and we ended up getting dinner. So what we're going to be making today is a pasta with meat sauce. I have a few extra goodies that we're going to add to it. And it's always a hit with my family. Hopefully it's a hit with you and your family. So let's get into it and let's cook. Here's the ingredients that we're going to be using today to make our pasta with meat sauce. So first, of course, we have a box of standard size 16-ounce pasta. We're going with penne today because I find this shape of pasta to mix better with the meat sauce than traditional spaghetti or angel hair. And then we have about one and a quarter pounds of ground beef. I like using the 85-15 ratio, so that's what this is. You want a little bit of fat, but you don't want too much. And then once you get 90% or better, I find that the price skyrockets, so it helps keep costs down as well. And then we have a standard 24-ounce jar of pasta sauce. Down here we have about a teaspoon of jarred chopped garlic. We have a couple tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. We have a couple teaspoons of salsa con queso. One small onion. This is a sweet onion. Salt and pepper to taste. And then lastly, what we have here is mini San Marzano tomatoes. I always found it strange how a standard size box of pasta is 8 servings and a standard size jar of sauce is only 5. So to help make up that difference, you could just add some fresh tomatoes right in with the sauce. And that's what we're going to be doing today. The first thing you want to do is warm up your pan and also your pot for the pasta while you're cutting your onion up. So our onion's nice and cut up. That's when you add. The pan's been warming now for a few minutes. So we dump these right in. All right. So now that these are in, we could also add the ground beef. I broke up the ground beef into smaller bits. That way it's easier, because as you cook the ground beef up, you want to get it down as small as possible so it mixes with the sauce. So I have this on about a 4.5 heat. So we're going to cook this up for, I would say, about 5 minutes, 5, maybe 6. Let the ground beef fully cook through, let the onions brown, and then we get to the next part. Our ground beef's been going for about 5 minutes, maybe 5.5. I removed it from the heat, and now you want to slice up your tomatoes. So again, I'm using mini San Marzano, but great tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, whatever your preference is, any tomato works just fine. You just want to cut them up into little slices, like so. So you guys could see better at home. So I think I have a dozen or so, which is probably more like 15 to 18 grape or cherry tomatoes. However many you end up using is totally up to you. Or you could just throw in some extra pasta sauce and throw the rest in the fridge. That works fine too. Alright, we have 4 more to go. I'll just finish up this and then we'll go on to the next step. So our water's just coming up to a boil now. I like to add just a little bit of olive oil to the boiling water. It helps with the pasta as far as not sticking together. And now we could add that. Right in it goes. Now you want to turn it down to a medium heat. You still want it to boil, you just don't want it to crazy boil. And now we could focus on the more important part, which is the sauce. So we could turn the heat back on to a 3 or so. And now we want to add our sauce. So when that goes, give it a little stir. And then what I like to do with my sauce is give it a good simmer for about 20 or 30 minutes. It really brings out the flavors. It cooks down the sauce. It makes for a richer sauce, more flavorful. And those tomatoes that we sliced up, there we are. We can get those in too. The longer these little slices of tomatoes have on the heat, the more they're going to cook down and reduce. Give that a little stir. Alright, so that's it for now. I'm going to let this simmer for about 20 or 30 minutes. The pasta's boiling. That probably has about 6 more minutes to go. So when that's done, I'll drain that so we're good to go with the next step. So our sauce has been simmering for about a good 25 minutes now. And those little slices of tomatoes that we started out with really cooked down. They became part of the sauce. They're very soft. They broke up. And you do want to add some extra water too. When you simmer sauce like this, you want to add some extra water. Otherwise, you're going to end up with more of a paste in the sauce. What I like to do is just fill up some water, maybe like 1/7 of a jar. You don't need a lot. Right into the jar of pasta sauce, give it a good shake and pour it in. And then that way you use up all the sauce too, whatever sauce sticks to the jar. So at this point, again, this has been going about 25 minutes. Now we could add our other ingredients. So we have our jarred garlic. I like to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese right to the sauce. And then I'm going to save some for the topping. And then our salsa con queso. This adds very nice flavor. Salt and pepper to taste. Alright, so with the sauce, once it got up to a simmer, I turned it down to a 2. Other than the occasional stir, you just basically leave it alone. Alright, so this is good now. The pasta finished up a while ago, as you could see. It's drained and ready to be added back to the pot. Whoa. Yeah, it's been sitting for about 15 minutes, so it's a little stuck from sitting in the colander for so long. And now, we want to mix everything together without making a mess. Now's the fun part. So that is that. The heat's off. Give it a good stir. And now we turn 5 servings of jarred pasta into enough for an 8 serving package of pasta. Or what I meant to say is actually we turned 5 servings of jar sauce into 8 servings to go along with the 8 servings of pasta. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. Just enough sauce. Plenty of meat. So now it's time to plate this up and see how we did. Alright everyone, so we're plated, we're ready to try this out, see how we did, if we did good, if we did not so good, if there's room for improvement. This is a very versatile dish. Pasta with meat sauce can go in so many different directions. What I sometimes add is peppers, for example, or broccoli, or sometimes both. And then as far as the meat goes, sometimes I like to use a combination of sausage and ground beef. I find that gives it a very nice flavor as well. Today we just did all ground beef. Maybe in the future video we could explore, you know, some different things to do with this as well. So beyond the tomatoes just increasing the dosage of the sauce, so now we have an appropriate amount of sauce for the traditional size box of pasta. It also is very pleasant. You know, it's very nice to look at. The chunks of tomato, the Parmesan cheese, nice colors. It smells great. It looks great. One other thing I just wanted to add quickly is when I first started cooking this, while the pan was warming up, I did put some olive oil in. If you're using a non-stick pan, it's more just for flavor than anything else. But while the pan was warming up for the ground beef and the onions, I did add a little bit of olive oil in there. So I just wanted to mention that. Well, now it's time to taste it and see how we did. It looks good. Just the right amount of pasta, the right amount of sauce. The Parmesan cheese and everything else that we added gives a nice taste. You could definitely taste the jarred garlic. That's on the sweeter side. Jarred garlic is mild and sweeter, and it really does add nice flavor. So please try this at home. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you did. Let me know what could be improved or how you liked it. But I would say this is great as is. Alright, so last time we did we spun the game wheel at the end of our last video. We ended on dinner. So that's where we're going to start now. So we're going to give it a good spin and see what we land on this time to set up our next video. Alright, what's that say? Side dish. Alright, so we got another side to do. So that'll be fun. Lots of things to explore there, lots of different options. So next time we're going to be making a side dish together. Please be sure to tune in for that. That's going to be a good one. And if you enjoyed this video, if you got anything out of it, please like it, please comment, please share it with your family and friends. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Your feedback and your support is always appreciated. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.